I'm Greg Powell, and this is Investors Insights.
You're listening to Investors Insights with Greg Powell, Certified Investment Management Analyst and President and CEO of Five Plan Partners.
Rolling in 3, 2.
Welcome to a special edition of Investors Insights. In our studio today, we have the Alabama State Treasurer, Young Boozer. Young Boozer was born in Birmingham and raised in Tuscaloosa. He earned a bachelor's degree in economics from Stanford University and a master's degree in finance from the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. During the past 4 decades, Treasurer Boozer's career in banking, finance, and investments has taken him from Citibank in New York to Crocker National Bank in Los Angeles, to Coral Petroleum in Houston, and Colonial Bank in Montgomery. Treasurer Boozer also served as Deputy State Finance Director for Governor Bob Riley after his retirement from the private sector. During his tenure in the Alabama Department of Finance, he played a key role in saving millions of taxpayer dollars through the restructuring of state bond debt and derivatives. Treasurer Boozer left the Riley administration in early 2010 to run for state treasurer in his first race for elected office. He is a member of and has held leadership roles in several organizations, including his church, the Rotary Club, the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, the Boy Scouts, and Stanford University. Treasurer Boozer, welcome to Investors Insights. We cannot thank you enough for what you've done for the state and also for taking time out to do these kind of things one-on-one and to be approachable with people, and I know you even answer your own phone. So
right.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. It's great to be here, and I appreciate the invitation.
Sure. Yeah. Well, we were excited to have you here today because you oversee a lot of things in this state. And I thought it would be a great way to educate people in terms of your role within the state, and also then talk about some of the programs, especially on the education side, that you oversee.
Okay.
So, I've got a few questions here, so bear with me. But
okay.
if you could tell us about the work of the Alabama State Treasury and how it affects business owners and others and the economy in Alabama.
I'd be happy to. Probably the easiest way to describe the treasurer's job. Not a lot of people know what the treasurer does.
Yes.
But I'm basically the banker for the state. So what happens is that I'm in charge of cash management.
Right.
We take in $100 to $200 million a day on an average day. We consolidate that. We invest in a pool of short-term assets, longer-term assets of about $3 billion.
Wow.
And that money is used to fund the operations of the state.
Right.
We're also responsible for bond management, the SAFE program, Alabama Trust Fund, the unclaimed property function of the state. Most of my time is spent on the investment side, investing short-term and long-term.
Right. Okay. All right. That's a lot to keep up with.
It's quite a bit to keep up with. We totaled the total number of assets that I'm either directly responsible for or indirectly responsible for. And if you take all the things that I'm on the boards of and directly responsible for, it's about $40 to $45 billion.
Yeah, right. And then dealing with the bonds is, all the state bonds that are out there. You also are impacted by interest rates and things that are going on in the overall economy.
Interest rates have a huge impact on what we do. One of the things that we do is we manage that $3 billion portfolio for the state.
Right.
The interest that's earned on that goes to the general fund.
Okay.
In 2006, the monies that we managed, that the former treasurer managed, produced about $125 million a year.
Wow.
That amount now is about 20 to 25 million because of the decline in interest rates.
Right,
so
exactly.
how well we can do
sure
has a huge impact on the general fund.
Right. So those people that are watching and going, well, my CDs aren't paying that much right now, or I can't get much on a bond, you fully understand that in a whole different way, right?
I am sympathetic and empathetic.
Sure, very much so.
Yeah.
So, well, another area I wanted to ask you about was the role your office plays with the College Counts 529 plans here in the state of Alabama. So could you just talk about that? We have viewers who may have children, and grandchildren who already have the 529 plans going towards college, or who are already pulling money out of those accounts to pay for college.
Well, we're proud of that. We run that, and we are doing a great job on handling that product. The College Counts 529 plan has been very successful. We have about $1.2 billion under management. Yeah. Represents 74,000 accounts nationwide. What I'm most proud of, when I got into office, we had Alabama accounts that accounted for about $111 million. Yeah. Right now, it's about $525 million, and it represents...
That's fantastic.
It's amazing growth over the last 4 or 5 years, and it represents about 34,000 accounts.
Okay.
So it is, we got a great administrator.
Right.
We've got some great investment options for people. It is well-designed. You can either do it direct or you can do an advisor plan. And the minimum to get in is 0.
Right.
And it is designed so that you can have a direct deposit to your account and fund the 529 plan.
Right.
So, and what I like to say, what's the best time to start? Right away.
Oh, absolutely.
And the earlier the better, because my dad used to tell me that compound interest was the 8th wonder of the world.
It is, and I totally agree with your dad.
The sooner you start, the better off you're going to be.
Very much so. And in these portfolios, as our viewers know, there's no guarantees in terms of performance.
That's correct.
But from the standpoint, if someone was looking, they're in the state of Alabama, and they're looking at the 529 plan in Alabama, and then let's say they're looking at one in Utah or another state. I know the answer to this, but I want to ask you.
I hope I get it right.
Well, you will. What's the advantage to place your money in the Alabama 529, living in the state of Alabama?
The great advantage is that there is a tax deduction for your contribution.
Right.
And that's why we've seen a lot of growth in the Alabama plan and Alabama assets, because you can get a deduction, an annual deduction of up to $10,000 if you're filing as a couple, generally, or up to $5,000 if it's a single return.
Right.
And that's the front end of the process. The middle of the process and the back end of the process has tax advantages too. So the accumulations are tax-free, and then when you withdraw from the plan and use it for qualified education expenses, those expenses are also tax-free.
And your child or grandchild doesn't have to go to an Alabama.
They don't. Yeah. They don't. And the beneficiary is flexible. Yeah. So that if your first child decides, I only want to do 2 years of college, and they go off to do something else, you can change the beneficiary to the next child. So I think it's better to have a separate plan for each child. Mm-hmm. But it does have some flexibility.
Right, and that's where the personal financial planning and everything comes in.
That's right.
Comes in with that.
That's where you can help out.
Very much so. But that gives people a good broad-based overview to just really think about that, or make sure that they're doing it the right way.
It is the best way to save for your child's college education today.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah. And then also, let's talk about children with special needs. That's a big topic here for us because we have families that have these children and they're going to school or to pursuing different careers. So talk a little bit about the new legislation in terms of the ABLE Act.
Yes.
If you don't mind doing that. I think our folks watching would find that very informative.
I think they will, and we are really excited about this. This is a terrific new product for a group of individuals that can use the assistance.
Right.
When we talk about college counts, we talk about the 529 plan.
Right.
Well, that's the IRS code section 529. Right. In December of last year, the U.S. Congress passed the ABLE Act, Achieving a Better Life Experience, and it's really 529A.
Okay.
So they've established a program for an investment account for individuals who have disabilities from birth to age 26. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be structured on a similar basis. You will be able to make an investment into the plan. It will grow tax-free if it's spent for qualified disability expenditures, it'll be withdrawn tax-free.
Okay, that's excellent.
We have to implement legislation in the state of Alabama to be able to offer these. We are working on that now. We passed the Senate, we're in the House, and we're hoping that we will be able to get these things up and running by January 1st of next year.
Well, I know there's a lot of families out there that would be thrilled that takes place.
And they need to look into it. We'd be happy to help them out.
Sure. Well, and thank you for saying that. And another question I have, website that people can go to for your area that has this kind of information. We constantly say we're frustrated educators, and any way we can help people learn, we want to do that.
Well, we want them to come to our website, and it's treasury.alabama.gov.
Okay.
And that'll take you to our main page, and then there are a lot of choices on the left-hand side for things that we do that you need to know more about.
Right. And is there, as we wrap up here, is there any last thoughts you would like just to say, I want people in Alabama or business owners in Alabama to know this is what we're doing for them?
Well, I tell you, I've been in office for one term. I've just recently been reelected.
I know. Congratulations.
Thank you. And we run the office as efficiently as it has ever been run before. We've saved millions of dollars for the taxpayers in the state of Alabama. But we do all of that. We are incredibly efficient, but we do not do anything to harm or to diminish customer service. Yeah. That's number one for us.
That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, you can see why I wanted Treasurer Boozer here. He definitely, as he just emphasized about customer service, he cares about folks in Alabama and doing the right thing. We greatly appreciate you taking your time out. The information I thought was invaluable. So make sure that you go back over this video, and if you know someone else who can benefit from it, please feel free to share it with them. Thanks again, and appreciate you watching.
More information at fiplanpartners.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.